Welcome to the next part of this Unreal Engine tutorial. In this video we will learn how to use MetaSounds. Let's start. MetaSounds is a high-performance audio system that provides the necessary tools to have full control over digital signal processing, DSP. By using MetaSounds and its library of elements, we can generate sounds procedurally, at runtime and achieve better control of the sound because of its more precise synchronization system. To do this, we need to enable the MetaSound plugin. Let's open the Plugins tab and look for MetaSounds. Now we will enable the plugin and restart the project. In the content browser, we will right-click and create a new asset of type sounds, MetaSound source. We will call it MSS_trigger music. If we open the asset, we will have a special graph for MetaSounds. In this view in the center we will see the graph area, and on the left side the members and details tabs. The first thing we will notice is that we have one input and two outputs with locks. These are variables of our MetaSound asset. The white dots indicate that they are triggers and the pink dot is audio. If we click on these variables, in the details part we will be able to see the general information. To play sound, we must first create a player. By right-clicking, we can place a wave player. MetaSound offers several sound qualities: mono, stereo, quad, 5.1 and 7.1. For demonstration purposes, we will set up stereo sound. In this function we have the input variables on the left side and the output variables on the right side. Since we are dealing with stereo audio, we need to configure our MetaSound source as stereo. To do this, in the MetaSound button, we will select output format as stereo. By doing this, the output nodes are automatically modified. Now we have left output and right output. We will connect these nodes. For the example, we will select the starter_music asset, included in the starter content of the third-person character template, and we will set the variable to loop. Now, we need to connect the onPlay trigger node to the play input. If we click play, we can see the playback in real time. We will create two other input variables. They will be a trigger type and renamed play and stop. We will connect stop directly to the stop node of wave player. For the case of play, it is not possible to connect two triggers to the same node, so we will use the function trigger any with two inputs. Now, if we click on play, we can manage two triggers, one for play and one for stop. While the simulation is being played, we can click on the circle of these variables to force that trigger. If we click on stop, we will simulate that trigger. We have an unfinished trigger as an output node, marked with a warning message. If our audio to be played is a single playback, we will need to connect the wave player's unfinished node with output unfinished. In case we are using this MetaSound source as a loop, we need to remove the one-shot interface. This in order to avoid memory problems. By removing the interface, the unfinished node is also removed. We now have the configuration of our MetaSound source. To configure this sound, we will create a blueprint of type trigger box, BP_trigger_zone. Inside we will implement the two triggers, on component begin overlap and on component end overlap. We will add a new variable, audio player of type audio component. In the begin overlap event we will check if this variable is valid. If it is not valid, it means that we have not created the audio component. For this, we will create a new sound, spawn sound 2D, and we will assign the asset MSS_trigger music. The output variable will be saved in audio player. Finally, we will call the MetaSound play trigger. For this, we can execute or assign variables into MetaSound from the blueprint. In this example, we will execute the play trigger with the execute trigger parameter function. We will change the name of the play trigger. For the end overlap event, we will call the stop trigger. By setting the blueprint actor in the scene, and pressing play, we will be able to enter and exit the zone, and at the same time play or stop the sound. We post several videos weekly, so make sure to subscribe and activate the notifications.